Claudio is an electrician who lights up Christine's life when he's home.
I feel like a single parent.
Christine is a dental hygienist who deserves a plaque.
I just worked all day. I'm doing the dinner. Now I'm doing the dishes. Something wrong with this picture when you're lying on the couch.
She's juggling a job, a 2-year-old, a teenager, and this he-man who's stuck in the past.
My mom did all the cleaning, the laundry. I don't do none of that.
But how will this modern woman and this medieval man fare when a new baby causes a power outage?
It's going to be a challenge with the two of them.
Yeah, you'll adapt.
When it comes to parenting 2-year-old Ashley and teenage son Paul, Christine and Claudio are in different time zones. Hers is Eastern Standard, his is 1950. Will the arrival of baby Matthew bring Claudio into this century? Our panel of birthdays experts will be watching closely over the next 6 weeks. Relationship guru and woman about town, Josie Vogels. Supermom with a watchful eye, Kathy Buckworth. And the man who's always psyched and ready to go, Dr. Irvin Wolkoff. It's 8 p.m. and Claudio, a.k.a. Mr. Overtime, is finally home.
Well, we've been married, what, 2.5 years?
2.5 years we've been married.
But we've been together about 10.
I have a 22-month-old baby. Her name is Ashley.
We have a son, but that's my son from my first marriage, and he is 15.
Yeah, when I found out my mom was gonna have a baby, I was pretty surprised. I thought, like, Ashley was the final child.
We definitely weren't planning this one, but we're happy about it now. Okay. Contractions are coming really bad now.
Are they coming?
Claudio is so old school, he uses an abacus, and it doesn't look like he's coming around anytime soon.
Not yet.
My mom did all the cleaning, the laundry. I don't do none of that.
No, we're not going to hospital yet, because there's no point. I'll know when I'm ready.
Claudio may have his watch set to 1950, but his alarm clock gets him up very early.
My upbringing, it's to work. Like my mom is, as an example, when my dad would work, it didn't matter if he worked 20 hours, 30 hours, because my mom knew he's the provider and working. I sense that sometimes my wife doesn't seem to understand that.
Christine is a dental hygienist and does everything at home, but to get Claudio to recognize that is like pulling teeth.
Even when he is home and he does interact with our daughter, let's say, like, you know, if I'm making dinner and he plays with her a little bit, if he's tired, he's right to the couch. And then she's pulling on my leg, and it's like, hey, you know what? I just worked all day. I'm doing the dinner. Now I'm doing the dishes. Something wrong with this picture when you're lying on the couch. I'm very excited about bringing another baby in, but at the same time, nervous that it's going to be a lot of work.
It's too easy to see him as a male chauvinist pig. The guy is the son of an Italian mama. He would have learned that a man's role is to go out and work, and a woman's role is to work during the day around the house. And that's the
division
universe.
of labor, and that's
Yeah.
the way it works. And I don't see him as a male chauvinist pig. I see him
Good.
as a traditionalist.
She came into the relationship, which she did with a 5-year-old. She took responsibility for him probably because he's hers. So when then they had the first child together, she carried on that role of primary caregiver. And we've met Claudio. We know he wouldn't have a problem with that, with her taking on the role of the primary caregiver, and it's turned into that sort of a pattern now.
Yeah.
She does think to shake things up a little bit.
Yeah,
She's stuck in this rut of, and I have to do everything.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
he's not going to change unless he has to.
Exactly.
It's the little one. Welcome home.
Okay, you know what?
What?
Even after 14 hours of labor in the hospital, Christine can't break the must labor at home habit.
Like there's something I should be doing.
No, you should be just relaxing right now.
But with a new baby in the house,
Relax.
duty calls.
Oh, whoa.
Here, go change it.
And here's Claudio's chance to step right into it. Will he or won't he?
So let's go change. You gonna change?
No. I have yet to change diapers.
My husband definitely has a problem with diapers. It's not that he's just, I'm a man, you're a woman, don't do diapers. Oh no, there's some good stuff in there.
I'm just one of these dads that can't stand the stench.
He tends to gag.
Here, I'm gonna
go get the
run.
Vaseline
I'm
quick,
gonna
because
run.
as soon as I change him, I can't have him sitting
Before
here.
you're gonna have to clean up two
'Cause
messes, not
I
one.
gotta leave the diaper on. But you know what I heard? Men will actually deliberately mess things up so they don't have to do it again.
So Claudio won't change a diaper, but he has no problem skinning a wascally wabbit, or a partridge, or a bear, or a fox. Be very, very quiet.
Some people like going camping and stuff like that, but I prefer to go out with a gun in my hand with friends and just explore.
When it seems like it goes on weekend after weekend, it's kind of like, well, what's wrong with me? If it's not the hunting, then it's the working overtime or working a Saturday or a side job. So it's like, okay, hello.
Work.
What's with the gag reflex? And the guy can skin animals, shoot them in cold blood. He has to change a little poo, and he's beside himself.
I do have the gag reflex. I understand what that is, but it's a little bit like giving up a little too quickly. If you're really devoted to your partner, you're going to put a little more effort into getting over it.
I thought it was an interesting comment that she just made about what's wrong with me. I'm not thinking there's a lot wrong with Christine. What's wrong with Claudio, and why is he taking more of an interest in being with his family?
But it's interesting that she would take it as what's wrong with me, because that speaks to me of a woman who doesn't have the confidence to say, okay, it's got nothing to do with anything wrong with me. I'm a person we're spending time with. It's like, okay, buddy, I work. I need some time for myself. I need you to step up to the plate.
So she needs to have something where she just can't say, you have to be here because I'm suffering. She should say, you need to be here because I'm going out.
1 week after the birth, and Christine is on her own with baby Matthew, 2-year-old Ashley, and her teenage son, Paul.
It's going to be a little bit challenging raising a teenager and raising a toddler. You're going through two different types of things in life.
I'll be 30 years old by the time he's my age, right?
You're going to worry about them no matter what. As soon as they leave that door, you worry about them. There's times where you're not sleeping at night because you're so worried about your teenage son. I mean, he's at the age now where he's almost 16, and he's out, and he has a curfew, of course, but I do allow him to stay over at friends. He may say, I'm going to the movies, but is he really going to the movies? I'd like to trust him and believe him, and overall, he seems like a kid that I can trust. He's pretty good, and I've had no real problems with him at all.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm making you lunch, so you gotta wait. But Paul, be honest with me. Don't make me make this lunch, and then tomorrow you don't eat it.
Caring for 2 children under 2 is a feat and a half, especially since both of them need all mom, all the time.
No, you can't do that, honey. Where are you gonna go? Oh, Ashley, hold on a second. What? Wait a second. Ashley! Her jealousy is starting to kick in because she certainly sees, like now, that I'm spending a lot more time with the baby. Nice, you see? Nice. I'm getting jealous.
Christine is out of sight for only a split second, just enough time for Ashley to try out her new baby in a bag trick.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It finally occurred to me that I was actually hearing a bag ruffle, and I went, hold on, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It panicked because I was still breastfeeding and he was latched on good, and at the same time, I needed to get her out of that bag immediately. That's all I need, is you to suffocate in a plastic bag now. It just reminded me that as much as you're paying attention to one, you have to keep your eye always, or your ear, everything, on what the other one's doing at the same time.
The arrival of baby Matthew has left Christine overwhelmed and struggling with a difficult decision.
I've decided I'm going to most likely give up breastfeeding already. It's only been 6-7 days since he's born, but what I discovered a couple days ago was that I was breastfeeding, and I happened to look down at the milk, and I noticed that it was pink. I thought, that's interesting, pink milk. And then I realized, no, that's because my nipples are bleeding. Okay, ready? Because it's been very painful breastfeeding. Oh, you think you weren't fed at all? Even like the last 2 kids that I tried to breastfeed, it was the same thing. But I kept going for 2-3 months, and I feel like it literally did torture me. But the guilt of quitting, I couldn't, no, you couldn't do it.
The guilt is still there.
I'm not saying 100% I'm giving it up. I felt that way for the last 2 days, and I thought I'd made my mind up, but I'm just torn between the guilt of doing it or not doing it really at this time.
At 8 p.m., Claudio strolls into his warm dinner and is all ears about Christine's day.
It's gonna be a challenge with the 2 of them.
Yeah, you'll adapt.
Claudio's concern is overwhelming.
Feeling, and then sometimes I
Starting
feel
over
I
again.
need more hands.
Hey, you only got 2.
Claudio, have you heard about the newest craze? It's called fire. And oh, there's also this thing called the wheel.
He did make a comment to me yesterday. What do you do all day? And I thought I was about to kill him. There's floors to be washed, dishes to be done, diapers to be changed, kids need to be fed, and you have to play with them. I have a son, he needs me, drive here, give me money. I can go on and on.
Ash is getting jealous. Mom's response is every time hand up against her. That seems to me like negative reinforcement that is going to cause more problems.
A certain degree of sibling rivalry is inescapable because the arrival of the new kid always queers it for the one that was already there.
She needs to find the time when the baby is just sort of sitting in her arms, not eating, changing, and go and put the baby somewhere else so you can get the time alone with the 22-month-old so she doesn't have to smack anybody.
He really digs his heels in to that traditional role. And what do you do all day? I mean, come on.
I think he honestly doesn't know. He's never changed a diaper. He doesn't cook or clean. He also obviously doesn't realize how much more work 2 kids is than 1.
He looks like a guy with goodwill, and he would do some stuff
If she really laid it out.
Just hand him a list.
There you
Here's
go.
what you're doing today, buddy.
Sit down. Sit down.
Tonight, Claudio is off the couch and is helping out.
Move. Hold it there. That's it.
But after a long day, he's tired and he'll sleep anywhere.
Cody, how come you're still in here?
Because I'm sleeping.
I know, but it's now 2 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, you're busting them.
No, I'm not busting them, Claudio. You can't stay in here. She's not gonna sleep if you start.
I'm in my room.
No, you're not in your room. You're in Ashley's room.
Get out of here.
Okay. Excuse me?
Get out of here.
Excuse me? Don't talk to me like that. It's very easy for me to be right back at you. Don't forget who cooks and cleans here.
And just when Christine thought her life was becoming a bit of a train wreck,
Just a couple of days ago, I was in a car accident where another truck driver came along and hit the side of my truck. Ever since the accident, I've noticed that I've had really bad headaches. And I've been having some pain in my neck and a little bit in my lower back. So it really helped having 2 kids to carry around and stuff, but unfortunately I have to do it. I'm gonna break my back here.
the past few weeks have been brutal on Christine, and she's feeling it.
It's not so much that I'm finding it tough, and don't get me wrong, like it is at times, you know, especially when they both need me and I want to be able to do so much for both of them at the same time. And it would be nice to have the help, but it's lonely a little bit too because stupid.
It's really sad that she's lonely, and she's not going to solve the loneliness perhaps with Claudio. She needs to get a friend over. She needs to join a mom's group, have a relative, someone to help her out because she can't take it anymore. She said, oh, it's stupid. She's not even validating her own,
that
you know,
I noticed
her own
too.
emotions and things like.
It's like I'm not allowed. I shouldn't be sad.
But I have, you know, 3 children. I've got this husband. I've got this home. That's probably what she's thinking. This is stupid. Why am I so upset? People do this every day. She should be upset.
And she was trying to hold back tears, but she couldn't help it. I think that's been that relationship since the beginning. What's different is that with the new baby, things are a little more shrill.
She needs the love of her husband. And I thought a really telling moment was when he fell asleep in the baby's room. And when he threw out a, like, get out of here, her rebuttal was, don't forget who cooks and cleans. That's the strongest she could fight.
Sunday morning, and surprise, surprise, Claudio is home.
I've been working a lot. I haven't been at home. When it's available, like, take it. Because today is there and tomorrow might not be there. And plus to stay away from the wife a bit.
I don't think it's me. I think it's just because you've got 2 kids crying a lot, 2 kids need diaper change. So when he walks into that, he tends to get very nervous about it. He starts to cry a lot.
When he starts wailing. I go into panic mode and I get the wife, here, hurry up, come over.
Hand him right back to me again.
To me, it's a woman's job, like in the sense, and I'm not trying to offend anybody or my wife.
Wait a second, it's a woman's job.
I just think a woman is more natural instinct with handling more than 10 things at a time where men don't.
I don't have nothing to say, I'm just gonna laugh.
When he said, you know, women are better at multitasking, I think he honestly thinks that
He means it.
women are better at that
means
stuff,
it.
right?
He mixes in, he'll mess up. He does electrics.
What I took from that was her comment was she didn't take that as a slight or anything. She actually saw through it and said, I think it scares him. And, you know, he comes in and the kids are crying. And I thought it was really interesting and quite mature of her to realize that that's what it was about. There's a fear there that he needs to get over, that he hides behind.
So far, Christine has had a rough climb, but there's gold in them there hills because Claudio's beginning to realize that women's work is easily shared.
I have noticed him helping, like even cooking, not getting out and starting to cook, but if I'm in there, he'll get in there and help. And I'm like, are you the same person? Because you're doing more than usually. I'm getting concerned, maybe.
My job is like just going to work and trying to stay out of her business and try to help out when she's a little bit stressful.
With Claudio discovering his feminine side, Christine has time to visit her pals or make that co-conspirators. Christine has had 3 kids, and in her opinion, her womb is closed for business forever. But what about Claudio?
I hope you can get a vasectomy.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? He won't.
No. Oh, really?
No, and his best friend did it, eh? And I'm trying to tell him for all the labors and everything I've been through.
But don't they say, yeah, it's like a couple days and it's all over?
Yeah. It's a lot easier for a guy. See,
This ain't no Victorian tea party because Christine's friends aren't shy with their advice.
well, you know what? That might not be a bad idea.
So how long has
Say
it
no
been?
sex before, unless you get it done.
Don't tell him I said that.
Oh my gosh, but you know what? But you know what? Honestly, he's the kind of person that would say, oh, well, your loss. And it wouldn't be my loss.
My brother didn't want to do it, and you know what?
And if that doesn't work, there's always toys for boys.
She bought him a TV, one of those big screen TVs.
Oh, get out. Well, he
And
would
so
love
then he had
that.
to
Oh
say
my
to me.
gosh, that's so But you know what? I'd just rather do it myself than buy him a big screen TV by myself.
One thing I did want to comment on is the vasectomy deal making.
I like the no sex for the vasectomy deal making. I thought
Do you
that,
think
hey,
that's a
that
good
has
idea
worked
to
for
make
a
those
lot of
kind
my
of deals?
friends. Yes.
I'm a great advocate of vasectomy. Surgeons today are doing a non-scalpel vasectomy that does not require surgery. You're over it in 3 days, and it's unbelievable.
Claudio isn't the only one who's noticed the pressure on Christine. Her son Paul is wised up to it too, sort of.
Stressed a lot more now. I find go off on anything.
And he even tries to help.
Yeah, he'll definitely like help me with Ashley. He'll try to play with her, even if it's just for half an hour, just to keep her busy from me.
But he's at a loss for words when it comes to helping with baby Matthew.
Can't really talk to him or anything, so I haven't really gotten to relate to the baby yet.
That's just a little bit of an understatement.
I couldn't remember his name.
I guess that means no to diaper changes.
Okay, I want you to hold my hand.
Christine has had a lot to deal with these past few weeks. First the baby, then a car accident, now a rash of illness.
So I've had a lot of doctor appointments for the 3 kids. My son was really sick. Then my daughter got sick, and then I got sick, and then he got sick. So we all took turns going to the doctors, and so I've seen a lot of doctors. And then again today, he has a bad rash. It's actually a bleeding bum. Like it's the skin is actually missing.
This is clearly a fungal-based eruption,
is.
and you get some local inflammation. I would give you some kind of antifungal with anti-inflammatory cream, with the frequent diaper changes and cleaning, and also maybe try and leave the area open as well without the diaper. That might help a little bit as well.
Leave the area open without a diaper? Claudio could manage that one.
Great. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
To Claudio and Christine, Sunday afternoon is family time. His family, of course.
Homemade pasta.
The original Wonder Woman, Claudio's mother. She cooks for sons, daughters, grandchildren, and anyone who shows up. So strap on your eating pants. No one leaves until the table is empty.
Your grandmother's not eating?
I'm sure she'll eat on the second shift.
It's a lovely way to spend the afternoon with some sugo, some vino, and a sweet treat for after. It's been 5 weeks since baby Matthew's birth, and Claudio's work schedule has been turned upside down.
It's been almost 2 weeks I've been working on this night shift.
And the cosmos must have shifted too, because Claudio has finally made it out of the 50s.
You know, like you can do things more around the house, help the wife out a bit.
Claudio, I'm leaving now, eh?
Where are we going?
Go play hockey.
You're gonna leave me home with the kids alone. First your mother, now you. Okay, go ahead. You're gonna see me commit suicide over here with 2 kids.
He's no Mr. Mom,
All right, have fun.
but at least he's trying.
It's a good thing for Christine, but it's not a good thing for me. I'm forcing myself to do more things, but it's taking a toll on me. Once I find out which is which.
And since Claudio is all modern and shiny and new, he's made a big concession.
I have no choice but to clean the diapers. I do it not to make the kids suffer in poopy diapers.
Yay!
Claudio! Claudio!
I'm so liking the new Claudio.
I am so liking him.
And it seems that maybe working these nights have made a real change. And I kind of made reference to that earlier, but they need a change to change things up. Now,
Right.
she didn't make the change. His schedule made the change, but it made a huge difference in how he's seeing things because he got to see what she's going through. I would
What
bet
she does all day?
I was going to say, I bet he doesn't say, what do you do all day anymore?
I could have cried watching that Italian dinner, especially when Ashley started wiggling around for presumably a grandfather with a harmonica. With those resources in place, they will have enough. I have a funny hunch that if Claudio keeps working like this, if he keeps injecting himself into the household, the guy's going to fall in love with it.
He's going to start to realize that, hey, I've been missing some good stuff here.
It's 6 weeks after the birth of baby Matthew. Christine is under the weather, and the all-new Claudio offers a remedy, along with his best De Niro impersonation.
You want a tea or something?
You'd make me a tea?
You want a tea?
You're gonna make me a tea.
I'll make you tea. You want me to make you a tea? If you relax, and I'll make you a tea.
This is one of those occasions when things came together, people with goodwill, low self-esteem on Christine's part, traditional beliefs on Claudio's part.
And we've talked
Yes.
before about having that baby really magnifies or whatever faults you might have because you're not getting enough sleep and everything's topsy-turvy and upside down. And I think that's what happened with the self-esteem issues and the real digging your heels on the macho side.
He doesn't want that.
Christine and Claudio are more of a team,
Let me burp her first, okay?
but Claudio has his limits.
If I say to you, okay, Claudio, right now, I'm going crazy, you know, I'm feeding him, I'm doing this, and you're just sort of sitting there watching TV, can you
helped.
feed him? That's sort of me directing you, and
but-
you will.
Yes,
you
I
will.
have help.
But if I told you, okay, start vacuuming,
No.
So the shag suffers, but our experts think one issue still remains.
I didn't see a lot of intimacy between them. And again, it's this thing, of course, there's a new baby, things are changing. But I think it's really important at some point for the couple to look at each other and go, oh, right, who are you again?
they are accurate, absolutely. They're, it's funny hearing it because then it makes you go, you know.
I
and-
disagree, but anyways.
You disagree? Are you kidding me? I do feel that even though we are together more, he's home during the day, you know, but it's about the kids during the day, absolutely, you know, and when can I get help? But for the two of us, we definitely need some time together, and I've actually suggested that we go away, just for a night thing or whatever.
I tend to disagree only because, I mean, we have kids, and this is part of life. I mean, and there's your ups and downs with these kids and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
and,
are we making an effort for each other?
But I mean, whatever time we have. I mean, when there is time, I think that's when you have to do it.
We've seen that they have a babysitting support network in place. They can get out.
Part of, you know, reconnecting or finding that time is to find a little joy with each other and to remember why it is you're together in the first place.
Next weekend, we're going to go out with another couple, and I'm so looking forward to that.
How do you feel?
Thanks. Well, not better yet, but thank you.
You're welcome.
And the experts have one more snippet of advice.
Maybe if she, compliments him enough about everything he's doing right, she can slip him that Saturday morning list. And on the bottom of the list is get a vasectomy.
Getting snipped? And actually, I've been thinking about it. This is a jack. This is one of the species of animals that we go for. This is a sharp-tailed grouse, and this is a Hungarian partridge. I shoot, I kill them, and then my mom plucks them, and we eat them.
Single parents David and Tammy moved in together.
We didn't hit it off right away.
And it wasn't long before her 11-year-old Cody was ready to rumble. So will a shocking addition to the mix join the jumble or make this family crumble?
Scary a bit.
When marriage veterans Tammy and Dave moved in together, they came with one kid each, David's girl Caitlin and Tammy's boy Cody. But will the surprise baby bombshell bring this family a major heartbreak? Our panel of birthdays experts will be watching closely over the next 6 weeks. relationship guru and woman about town, Josie Vogels. Supermom with a watchful eye, Kathy Buckworth. And the man who's always psyched and ready to go, Dr. Irvin Wolkoff. When Tammy and Dave met, they clicked. The problem is, he just didn't want to commit.
We didn't hit it off right away. It took me 3 weeks to call Tammy back.
Then when he did, things really heated up and got along really good.
And then I chickened out and ran away.
He hadn't quite recovered from his divorce, so in the early days, as I got too close, he would panic.
There were things going on at that time I just could not put my head in that space.
I told him he had 1 year to propose or
get lost.
But bringing Tammy's son Cody and David's daughter Caitlin into the mix definitely stirred things up.
Bringing Cody into my house and our relationship changes a lot of things because he was the man of the house. And he thought he was in charge of everything, thought he could decide everything, and I can't live that way.
Well, my mom told me that she was getting married. It was surprising. It wasn't my choice. I didn't really feel I had a choice.
We dealt with it through counseling, and we did some courses on blended families.
They might want to go back for a refresher because things are about to change again.
When we went to the ultrasound, we were terrified of, not having a viable baby. Fetus A and fetus A and fetus A, fetus B, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh was right. It turns out that Tammy and Dave are having twins.
I just wanted one.
With the 2 new additions coming, they're worried about their welcoming committee.
One of the concerns with Caitlin is she's never had to share her dad.
I don't think I'll get as much attention as I usually do.
And since the news, Cody has been singing the blues.
Babies, when they come, my mom's gonna be always around them, and I won't be able to spend as much time with her.
You said you would change some diapers.
I said some, not at all.
As much as I think the kids will adapt to the twins, I still think it's going to be a real sharp knock to the nose, and they're going to be a little out of joint for a while.
What I thought was good right off the start with this couple is that they talked about going to counseling and really making sure that they were addressing the blended family question, even before there was a question of babies coming on the scene.
It's going to be a little nerve-wracking, but informative to see how they all fare after the babies arrive.
I always find it intriguing when parents who already have children say, and you're going to help change the diaper, right? And the kids are always like, ooh, yeah. It's like, what do they expect the children to say? Why do they always pick on that particular task?
I guess it's the most intimate task.
The easiest thing they can do,
I don't
right?
know.
I guess Cody can't actually breastfeed, so it's a little easier to ask him.
Today is the day that twin sister McKenzie and brother Michael come home. While Caitlin's at her mom's, Cody's been quite the little helper.
I can help you guys so you can get some sleep tonight.
Okay, so we'll come knock on your door around
2:30? Yeah, sure, go ahead.
The party comes to an end when the twins need to feed.
Diapers, breast pump.
It's so hard to believe that
I have pictures.
I get out of bed Thursday morning complaining at how hard it was to sleep and how uncomfortable I was. But then out they come, and it's hard to believe that they were inside me only a few hours earlier.
Because Tammy's milk hasn't come in yet, her doctor has helped out with a totally neato feeding contraption.
The reason why he's using his fingers because to use a bottle can cause nipple confusion.
As opposed to finger confusion?
It's early days yet. It's really nice to see Cody pitching in like that, but I know how siblings can get with a baby. All of a sudden it dawns on them that the baby's not going away, that mom can't take it back to the hospital. And with 2 of them, I think it's going to be even more so in the sense that he's going to say, this was cool at first, now it's starting to interfere with my sleep time, and with my time with mom, and with the time that they can drive me to the mall, or whatever it is that I want to do. So I think he's going to turn a little bit.
Did you notice that little Caitlin sort of disappeared? I'm wondering how she's going to react to having 2 who have replaced her as the baby of the family.
Well, it'll be interesting as well to see what happens when David goes back to work, because right now they've sort of got 3 hands on deck, which is nice. They've got Cody helping out, whom again I'm worried will not help out after a little while. They've obviously got David, who's engaged with this. He's the dad, he should be. But men have an annoying way of going back to work sometimes, and I think that's what he's going to have to do.
I think you should follow your advice, stay home, and they'll live on love.
And he could breastfeed with his finger. Maybe. Yeah.
That was pretty cool,
That was
the
very
whole
neat.
breast. I'd
Yeah.
never seen that before.
It's been 1 week since the birth. It's 7:30 a.m. and so starts another day with the twins.
They're almost getting too big for this.
Dad, they may have a poopy diaper, but the washing machine?
We needed to get the babies around the house, so we bought laundry baskets.
With Tammy's twins now fully operational, the milking machine is activated. With the twins' routine still being established, David is staying at home.
I'm taking a week of vacation days and spending them with Tammy because it's too soon for her to be home alone. And it's a lot harder than going to work. It's a lot harder.
And it looks like it's becoming contagious.
Can I stay home from school today?
I already told you last night and the night before, no.
I prefer to stay home from school today because we're going on this dumb trip at school and we're learning about an ecological footprint.
So why do you think you can stay home from school when they're doing something you don't want?
This trip sounds so stupid.
Yeah, but it's still a school day.
You can't miss school just because you don't like what they're doing. You know, it's like not going to work because you don't like, you have to do a report that day or something. So he's got to go.
Sorry, Cody, you're not that cool for school.
Okay, head south. Right.
I think he's behaving like a normal 11-year-old. A lot of kids that age don't want to go on the lame field trip from school. The field trip wears off after all when you can't or you don't want mom or dad to go with you. And so I think his saying he wants to stay home from school, he's a little tired. School sucks when you're 11.
That's fair enough.
Nothing new.
You're right. Middle school is a terrible time for kids generally. And it's his way of asserting control and ownership over his mother and her new relationship with a new man. That's going to have to be seen to over time. But I understand it. As wonderful as this family is, it's not the one that he got originally.
It's been 2 weeks since the birth, and it's a special day. It's Tammy and David's anniversary, and Cody doesn't miss a beat.
Can I have a friend over?
Yeah.
Can I call Josh?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Tammy and Dave aren't going to be totally alone.
So it's our first date night, but we have to bring the babies, aka the monsters.
They cry and scream. It sounds really weird and freaky. That's kind of why they call them the monsters. Hi, Josh.
And speaking of monsters, but luckily Grandma's there to enforce the rules.
They'll get away with a little bit more from Nana. That's what Nanas are for. Spoil them.
Now I have the cell phone.
Yes.
If you're bleeding or someone's dying, then call us, okay?
Bleeding? Dying? Just what do they think they'll be up to?
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Oh, looks like the boys have been touching the walls again.
With the parents gone, Cody amps up the goofball routine.
I have to use their manners. We'll be done. You better watch it. You're not gonna burp.
The evening is just beginning.
After you, my dear.
Congratulations.
Oh my God.
They are so cute. How's that feel?
Getting used to it. Getting used to it. Just a half liter, please.
And after Josh goes home...
Nana, can I make daiquiris?
Okay. Can I help him? Well, first you have to call your mom and get permission.
Phone call? But Nana, no one's bleeding or dying.
Hi, Cody.
Hi, Mom. Can I make daiquiris?
Are you gonna clean up this time?
Yeah.
Okay, I better not go into a mess.
Don't worry, Nana's got things under control.
I want vodka in mine. I've been working hard all day.
Let the party begin.
Ooh, can I have mine?
Let's hope they don't mix up their drinks. Mom and Dad knock back some of their own.
2 down. Lifetime to go.
No more babies.
And with everyone in bed,
That's good.
look who's home.
Oh, yeah. I didn't remember this time. I wonder where my mom is. She probably had too much vodka.
Too much? Maybe not enough. Oh, and look who's in deep doo-doo.
I thought you were gonna clean up. What happened?
I made a mess.
Well, let's clean up. I hope you didn't put vodka in yours.
I bet he wished he did.
When I know something's happened and Tammy's dealing with it, I don't feel the need to step in to be the disciplinarian. And it's better for Cody when it comes from his mother.
I guess it's Cody's first time with a sponge.
Faster than that. Next time, do it before I get home so I don't see it.
Okay, enough with the, like, he's 11, he's just a teenager. But I'm sorry, Cody, what happened?
Yeah, I know,
It's like, Cody, come on, I told you you could
agree.
make daiquiris, clean up. Like,
I
come
think
on.
the line that she's walking there is in the past, she wouldn't have disciplined him at all. Now
I
she
know.
knows David's listening.
You know, it would be really nice if she understood that Cody can be disciplined without being injured and without it reproducing the loss of his original family and life. Lots of pinkies up, like as if this kid's made out of porcelain.
I say no more daiquiris, only margaritas.
Yeah.
Seriously.
She's not doing him, Cody, any favors by being so soft.
It's midnight. After the mess is cleaned, Tammy and David have another mess on their hands. Ah, a perfect way to end your anniversary. A brand new day, same old problems. Cody's mess isn't confined to daiquiris.
This is a little annoying. When we went into labor, someone gave Cody a model kit, which was a great idea, great gift for a young boy. And then one of his friends gave him all of these paints. First thing he does is he starts working on it, painting upstairs in the dining room. Freaking brand new dining room set. He gets a little bit of paint on it. Fortunately, his Nan and Papa caught him and cleaned that up right away and sent him down here, but they didn't know that we didn't want him in the house at all. Right now, he has no privileges to have friends over this weekend, and it's our problem to clean up. And the same with here. I mean, he views this downstairs as being his personal playroom, and it's not. It's supposed to be kind of a kid's rumble room. But he's got his guitar strewn around, and if I wasn't paying attention or he had a blanket over it, I could easily step on the neck of it and break it, and then it would be my fault, right? And he's not supposed to have food down here because he never cleans it up. Just strangle him. And I don't know what else to do to get him to do it.
It's been 3 weeks since the birth, and David is back at work. With the kids back at school, Tammy is all alone with the twins.
We're gonna feed you. I can't do anything with two babies in my arms. They don't want to go down. I'd be cuddled all the time.
While she struggles with the twins, David's on vacation at work.
I feel kind of guilty because she's got the hard part at home with the kids, but it's really relaxing comparatively to be back at work and dealing with the usual kind of junk.
I can't even go to the washroom. I have to let them cry till I get done and come out.
Feeling a little stir-crazy, Tammy meets David for lunch.
Does it work?
And it gives them some time for a little strategy session regarding Cody.
I have to be the one that disciplines him, and
I know.
because then he'll be mad at you. But I remember when I was a kid, I never said much to my dad, but I was harder on my mom. I have to step it up and be the one to have consequences. It's just been hard with the twins and.
Well, even more so because of the twins, you can't.
I know
you can't put up with them being that way.
Yeah, because I don't want them to learn that behavior either.
Right, and I will not be tolerating it from them.
I know.
There'll be lots of timeouts.
Yeah.
I love that she took herself over to David's for lunch.
I agree. Yeah. Instead of sort of wallowing in it at home, she packed up the kids and she said, we're going to go and join Dad for some lunch. And then it gives them that time to talk about the code master.
Yeah.
Yes,
giving
the
them
code
all
master.
kinds of
Dealing with 11-year-old with two new babies who are biological to David and Tammy, and there's a very big danger of Cody getting the thing of like, oh, great, I get treated like crap because I'm not their child.
One small point. Kids resist rules and regulations, but they cannot be comfortable or feel safe without some kind of limit setting.
It's been 4 weeks since the birth, and while Caitlin's at her mom's, today is Tammy's chance to try out some tough love on Cody.
Can Josh sleep over?
Have you done the yard work yet? No. Guess you better get working. Do you want to sleep over? We can send Josh home. Yeah. The rake's in the garage. Concentrate on that by the fountain there. If he does it, he can have a sleepover. If not, he just doesn't have any friends this weekend.
The kids get right into it. Of course, not without a little horsing around.
Oh, we're finished.
Finished? I don't think so.
As far as cleaning up the yard and the basement and all that for a sleepover, I find is not that fair.
But the parent strategy doesn't stop there.
Tonight we're gonna have a date night and we're trying to give Cody more responsibility. We're gonna be gone for an hour and we have the neighbors watching out, but he doesn't know that.
This is your first time home alone.
I know the rules.
A pouty little boy all night, okay?
I'm not, and you're freaking out on me.
I'm not freaking out. I'm disagreeing with you, and you always think the people that disagree with you are freaking out. Okay?
Are you clear?
Do you understand? If there's a problem, be no sleepover tomorrow night. Are we clear on that?
And no daiquiris tonight, don't even ask.
With Caitlin still at her mom's, Tammy and Dave leave, and it's all quiet on the Cody front. Maybe a little too quiet.
Cody is still misbehaving. You can't get an 11-year-old or a young teenager to turn things around automatically. So this is not unusual. I just hope that they learn that the disciplinary skills, you know, they both have to line up and they take turns doing it. That's the only thing I can say. They're going to be doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
What they did with Cody was great. You know, he thinks it's unfair he has to do anything for anything. Tough luck. It's fair because he gets free rent, free food, etc. And they're being empathic. They're not beating him. I think what they're saying to him is, you do what we want, we will give you what you want. It doesn't have to be punishing. And if he can learn to limit himself empathically, he has a lot more potential success as an adult than if he just runs riot.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, blah, blah,
Blah,
blah.
blah.
So what that means to say
It's good that they're limiting him nicely.
Okay, so getting him to clean up the yard or whatever punishment, that really works for me. I do that with my kids as well, too, actually. So I mean, get my car cleaned or, you know, whatever.
It's great.
It's
Child
great.
labor. It's
I love
awesome.
it. I trick them into being bad just so I can get chores done. Works really well.
It's been 5 weeks since the birth, and because Tammy is home alone, Nana comes over to lend a hand.
Hi, come on in.
So what do you have planned for me this week?
Lots of laundry. The babies will make sure of that. Uh-oh. I think there's a disaster. Mom.
Do you want me to change her?
Sure.
Yeah, I think I'll take her upstairs.
Uh-oh, I hope she's done. Are you done?
Oh, there we go.
It's either that or she's got some serious...
Oh, boy.
She says toxic farts.
Our lifestyle is different. When you come here, it's hectic.
With the liquor cabinet under lock and key, Nana's got energy to burn.
For an old lady, she can really move.
What I want to know is there a number where I can rent that grandma?
Isn't she fabulous?
I could use one of those.
And she's fast.
Yes, fast,
She really
efficient.
zips around.
Again, like that's so what you need.
With Nana's support at home, it gives Tammy the time to check out another form of support, a twins group for overwhelmed mothers.
It's very important to me to be connected with other people with twins because the challenges are unique. It's just great to kind of touch base and see how each other have handled different challenges and to try it on our own children, see if it'll work.
How do you find the going to bed routine and everything when you have Cody and Kaylin and then get your babies down at the same time?
It's all around between 8 and 9:30 and 10. So like a 2-hour of getting one down and then, you know, an hour and a half later Cody in between trying for them, and it takes David and I, both of us. It's encouraging to have a network of people who are going through the same issues and to know you're not alone.
Well, it beats them all.
I recently spoke at a multiple birth society, and I felt like such a fraud because I've only had my children one at a time instead of in the volume discount way that these women have them. And it is a totally different thing. I think you're dealing with very different issues, so it's great to see her out with a group that specializes in twins or multiple births like that. It's very different.
She's proactive. It's good. I like it.
She seems to have that spark. You know, she's the one that emphasized the date night, chose to go to lunch, went to the mother's group.
Chased him after he chickened out 3 times.
Exactly.
That's
right.
It's been 6 weeks since the birth of McKenzie and Michael. Instead of date night, Tammy and David take the whole family out for an afternoon of fun.
So ready to play pool?
Yeah.
Oh, and it looks like Samson cut off his locks. Maybe it'll lessen his troublemaking powers.
Well, there was a period when the twins first arrived where, you know, Cody was maybe, I don't know if he's acting out, but he was having some issues and you know, he had to do some punishments, but he seems to have stabilized. But I'm sure it'll come again.
When we go out, it's not as fun because sometimes they're paying attention to the babies. They're working with babies, so I should act a little more mature and help them because they shouldn't do all the work.
Good shot, Cody. Close, very close.
In my opinion, we still need, as a family, to work on communication. So we do need to work on that. We should do this more often.
I like it.
It's a great idea that they took all the kids out together. I hope that doesn't replace the individual date nights. I do a lot of work with couples. The most powerful instrument I have is the date night. People cannot have anything like a reasonable relationship with each other, let alone manage a whole family, if they don't have enough shared enjoyable experiences and if they're too nervous to talk to each other. And nothing beats it like sitting down together.
That's right. And they should take the babies. They're infants, right? You can take babies to a restaurant. They can't leave them all with grandma, so.
Because I think Cody does just need some fun and some love with the family.
And when he's out at the pool hall, he's one of the kids that can actually shoot pool because the baby's not so good.
It's Saturday morning, and with the tweens at their other parents' homes, Tammy and Dave get some alone time with McKenzie and Michael.
Well, the twins basically have, I think, improved the blended family situation. It's the one common element that we all share. And before, sometimes it would feel a bit like, you know, David, Caitlin, and Cody, Tammy, and now it's that one thing that brings us all together.
And are they thinking about blending any more kids into the mix?
I'm a frickin' saint.
Bite me in the
Sometimes I worry about them.